Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful to see you, to be together, to have this time together. Thank you for joining. I know for some it is early morning, others it is late in the evening. I'm so grateful to be together. And if today is the first day that we are spending time together, my name is Selena, and this event today is here to guide us home to ourselves. We will probably have some joining later, and at a point, we'll just close the room so we can really drop into the space together. A return to love, a return to love in turbulent times. How's our sound, by the way? Can you hear me well? All right, great, great. Let's just take a breath together. A deep, full breath in. Pause for just a moment and then exhale, release it all. Again, inhale deeply. Pause for just a moment and then exhale, release. There is so much happening on our planet, and there's always so much happening. However, it seems like the intensity is really increasing right now in many places. And many of us may be feeling a lot overwhelmed, angry, grief, fear, or maybe you're not feeling very shaken by things that are happening around you in the world, but you're experiencing this inner shaking. Some of us might be experiencing it in our family lives or our work lives, or maybe it's something that's just happening inside. Maybe you've been noticing for a while that the things that used to soothe you or comfort you don't work as well anymore. Anyone having that experience in the last months or even the last years, where the things that you used to go to that would help you feel a sense of relief, they just don't work the same way anymore. It's like we are being, I don't like to use the word force, but it's like we don't have an option not to face ourselves anymore. Can anyone relate to that? Not having an option to stay asleep. So, whether you're experiencing this in the external world, because it's very much happening, where there are things that we are just having to face about our societal structures or our governments or our social structures, or it's something happening inside of you, there is this turbulence, this movement, this shaking. And although in many ways it seems horrific or devastating, we always have the opportunity to say, how can this serve me? How does this serve my awareness to show up for myself and others? How does this serve my awareness to break free of limiting beliefs or old structures that no longer serve me? How is this shaking inside of me helping me move out of the old? We all know the experience, whether or not we're really aware of it. We know the experience of being someplace in our lives, whether that's a relationship or a job or just an internal behavior. We know what it's like to get to the point of that feeling like it just won't work anymore. like it's time for a change, maybe time for a complete upheaval of our whole life. And this shaking is happening for us collectively. So let's take a breath. And we can also consider that although this shaking can feel terrifying, devastating, can leave us feeling lost, unsure of ourselves, unsure of where to go next or what to do or how to help, we always have an opportunity to be aware of our minds and to choose how we are perceiving the shaking. Many of you have heard these kind of reframes on life, like, life is happening for me, not to me. What an incredible thing to take on. Because so often, doesn't it feel like life is happening to us? The challenges we experience are happening to us. Somebody doing something hurtful feels like it's happening to us. But what if we flipped that? Life is happening for me. Life is happening for me. How is this in some way in service to me, to my life, to my growth and evolution, to my waking up from this dream where I'm half dead and half alive in my comfort zones? Life is happening for me, not to me. So again, a very warm welcome to this space together. We're just diving right in, aren't we? The fullness of life, the shaking, the rocking, the lack of clarity, the pain, the joy, it's all in it, all in this human experience. And today we're going to go over a few different techniques, have a couple of experiences to help guide us back to the heart, to guide us back to love. And when I speak of love, I'm speaking of love in a way that is so much more than the emotion that we feel for the people we love or for our furry family members. Not just relational love, something so much more than relational love. Love as the substance of life. Love as your breath, as the rays of the sun, the fragrance of the flowers, the tenderness in the eyes of someone who's hurting, the glory of a new day. Love is everything. And each of us are embodiments of love. No matter how much darkness you experience, how much pain, how much suffering, no matter how many mistakes you've made, you are life itself. You are love, not just an emotion, an essence of life itself. This is who you are. And we've come here to this planet, to this life, with all of its ups and downs and challenges, or as we say, opportunities. We've come here to experience it all, and we've forgotten. Many of us, we've forgotten. So now we return. How do we return to love? When there's so much pain in the world, when we're experiencing pain or challenges in our lives, how do we return to love? And I invite you to share in the chat. How do you return to love when you feel pain, when you feel disconnected, when you feel afraid, when you feel angry, When you feel lost, how do you return to love? While you're typing, I'll share a couple of things for me that we will move into together today. One is the breath. The breath helps me find my center again. And when I find my center, I'm on that path to returning to myself. Something else that really, really guides me home to love is stepping into the heart of compassion. And I'll share a little bit more of that after. Camille shares stillness, just stopping and pausing. Yes. Jody shares breath, yoga, oh, comments, um, doing things I love, speaking with soul sisters, service, beautiful. Yes, service is such an important one because when we have our experience of what we could call this disconnection from love, this disconnection from ourself, we often become even more absorbed in the pain. Our mind is thinking about the pain. We're experiencing the emotional pain, the discomfort inside. Yes. So to be of service to others takes us out of that small place that we found ourselves in and helps us expand to remember. Laura shares, I find a way to feel compassion for myself or for who's included in the situation. Yes, yes, yes. Tracy shares, I hold myself tight, ooh, and allow myself to feel, breathe, align, stillness, meditation, nature, the faces of loved ones. Oh, I love this. I'm just being filled up by all of your shares. Martha shares, my family always brings me back to love. Yes. And Davina shares, walk in nature, trees and water are so calming. And Kelly shares stillness, breath, the ocean, experience and feel it all. Ah, do you feel that? Do you feel like the fullness of these beautiful shares, these reminders, and how like loving and conscious each of you are, like each of your shares, like the way that you are able to connect with yourselves. Just beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So let's take a moment to move into the breath as a guide back to ourselves. Why is the breath so helpful in bringing us home to ourselves? Part of it is because in our daily lives, whether it's what we're experiencing in our environment, or it's always about our interpretation of our environment, but we could say, or if it's, the thoughts that we're thinking, the emotions that we're experiencing, we're often in a more dysregulated state in the nervous system. And when we're in that state, we tend to feel disconnected from ourselves. And I almost feel like this return to love is synonymous with the remembrance of myself, coming home to myself. So when I have a more regulated nervous system, which the breath is, one of our best tools for that, then I get to have this experience of feeling more connected with myself. So in a moment, we'll move into some breathing together. And I'd also like to share a little deeper about what helps me return to love, which I heard bits of in some of your shares. And that is to be with the pain, to sit with what we call the darkness. So many of us in what we would consider a conscious path or a spiritual path, we've learned things like just be happy, only focus on the good, especially because we have so many tools that say, You don't want to manifest the bad in your life, so only think about the things that you want. What you put your attention on grows, right? We have all of this internal conflict sometimes around just being able to be an organic, messy human being. Yes? Oh, I can't think that thought. I have to think a positive affirmation. I shouldn't feel this emotion. I should be feeling joy. Okay, this is good, right? I've been studying with my beloved teacher, Saima, for over 24 years. There are days when the stuff is stirring and I'm like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be the light that I am. I should do my breathings so I can be joyful, right? It's like there's this resistance to this natural human experience and this attempt to cover it up. And what happens when we try to sweep the shadow under the rug or to sweep the debris under the rug? Does it miraculously disappear? Or every time that you walk over that rug, do you trip over everything that you've been sweeping underneath it? The shadow is just an absence of light. And we could even consider the shadow is just an aspect of light. Tracy shares, I trip anyway. So for me, one of the ways that I return to myself, that I return to love, that I return to connection, is by sitting with the pain, welcoming the shadow, welcoming the darkness, welcoming these parts that are in so much pain that we might label them as bad, when really they're just parts of us in pain. Can anyone relate to what I'm saying? Have you had an experience, or can you see how if there's this part of us that is in pain, it might be considered as bad or something to get rid of, but really it's like this tender, beautiful piece of us that is needing us. Now, many of us, we get lost in the drama, right? We get lost in the drama of the pain. Rather than being with the pain, we create the pain into suffering. We get trapped in looping thoughts. We get trapped in internal behaviors or even external behaviors that keep the pain like this juicy, drama movie or book that we're reading and we're just eating it up. And some of us have been eating it up for decades, right? We've been replaying these painful stories for decades in our minds. So it's not to feed it and create more of a little creature inside. It's to be with it in such a way that it can soften. I'll share one brief story before we move into our practices together. So, some of you are familiar with my beloved mama, who, as many of us know, our parents or our primary caregivers are truly our first gurus, and absolutely my parents are that. And I'm so blessed because as all over the place as my family is, my parents are such embodiments of love in practice and wisdom. And my mom shared this experience that really became a teaching. She shared it with me a long time ago. The abbreviated version of the stories, she was having all of these triggers actually with me as a baby. I was probably like 2 years old, and she just felt all this stuff coming up, and it was so uncomfortable. And she found this distance in her relationship with me. And one day she decided to go in and find out what was really going on. What was this intense trigger that she felt? What was these uncomfortable emotions, this resistance, these upset feelings? And she went inside and she found this big, slimy green monster with fangs, this creature inside of her that was so gross. It was like evil, right? This nasty thing inside of her. And she came back out and she's like, I don't want to work with that thing. I don't know what's going on in there. Fortunately, my dad was with her and he was like, maybe you just want to go explore a little more. So she closed her eyes and she went back in her mind's eye and back into herself and back into the shadow. And she found again this snarling green monster. She sat with it and she stayed with it rather than leaving because it was too scary or ugly or gross. And all of a sudden, this big, scary monster started to change. It was morphing shape. It was becoming smaller and smaller and changing, and its gooey green grossness started to change into clothing, and before she knew it, she was facing a 2-year-old version of herself. The monster had disappeared, and she saw herself as this young infant who felt completely abandoned by her mother at that age when her little brother was brought home. And this untended part of her, this tender, tender, tender 2-year-old little baby inside who was hurting, that's who had become the monster. That part of her had been ignored and felt unloved and felt uncared for. And it turned into that thing, but it really was that inside. So, this is what we can consider our shadows are. No matter the mistakes you've made, because we have all made mistakes. I have made so many mistakes. I have hurt people that I care for deeply, even as an adult when I had the awareness not to at times. And I made a slew of mistakes before that. No matter the mistakes we have made, we are still the light. We are still embodiments of love. We are still this essence, the beauty of life. Can we forgive ourselves is the question. Are you ready to move into some experiences together? Okay. So let's sit forward on our chairs a bit. If you're not on a chair, I just invite you to sit tall. We're going for bringing the spine away from back support if possible, so there can be this awareness, this aliveness in the spine, so the energy can move freely up and down the spine. And let's actually move into a little opening here. It helps to open the heart in its simplicity, even to open the space of the physical heart. The physical heart itself doesn't open, but all of the ligaments and the things that might make the heart feel like it's more closed in, we can open this space. So let's, if possible, reach the arms out to the sides with the palms facing down, and then lean over to the left, really reach, and then lean over to the right, really reach, and then come back to your center. Turn your thumbs down so your shoulders start to roll forward. And now turn your thumbs up to the sky and like they're trying to reach back behind you. So your palms turn up to the sky, the shoulders are open. Beautiful, beautiful. And then from here, drop your elbows down and feel the difference across the chest. Palms touch. We'll now move into an ancient yogic technique called the centering technique. Let's take a breath in together and a full breath out. And now inhale, reach your right hand all the way up to your sky and your left hand down by the navel, maybe straighten the upper arm. And now exhale as slowly as you can. Move the hands slowly to bring the palms back to the heart where they touch. Inhale, left hand all the way up, right hand comes down by the navel, but all the fingers point up. Exhale slowly, really take your time. This technique in itself can help to regulate the nervous system. And we'll do it just one more time with the right hand leading. Inhale, right hand up, left hand by navel. Exhale slowly, slowly to the heart. Beautiful. Pause here, feel the palms and fingers touching. Lovely. Relax the hands down, maybe with the palms facing up toward the sky. Let's take a full deep breath in. Exhale slowly and completely. If the eyes are still open, you may wish to close them or just have the gaze looking down. Feel the fullness of your breath moving in and out. And now let us inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and hold the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And now exhale if possible through the nose. 3, 2, 1. And again pause and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Pause and hold the breath. Relax the shoulders. And we exhale for 4 slowly. Pause and hold. Inhale slowly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and hold the breath. The face is relaxed. Exhale slowly. Allow a space between the teeth so the jaw can soften. Pause and hold. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Continue counting in your mind, breathing in this way. 4 counts in, 4 counts to pause, 4 counts out, and 4 counts to pause. If your mind is wandering, it's okay. Gently guide it to the counting of the breath. Allow the body to be relaxed during this breathing. Release any sense of efforting. Find a rhythm that feels easy, that feels good in your body. One more round of breath like this. Once you're complete, breathe naturally. Allow the body to be still. And notice what has shifted inside. And now from this place, let us welcome the shadow. Let us welcome any pain that we may be experiencing. Maybe it is a story in our mind about something that's happening in our lives, and it just pops up to the surface. Maybe there's some heartache or dissatisfaction. Maybe there's some anger about something or some fear about something. Just allow anything in your inner world that feels like the shadow that you would like to be within this moment, meaning that you're ready to sit with, allow it to come to the surface. And if you're not having an experience of something in your life directly in this moment, maybe you're aware of some patterns of this shadow that come up in yourself or in your relationships that you'd like to bring to work with. Maybe you experience this as discomfort or pain inside emotionally, or you might even notice it physically as heaviness or tightness or even an ache. As you allow it to arise in your body, notice the thoughts that also come with this discomfort. Maybe there's a thought that says, I'm not good enough, or you're thinking about how you feel upset with someone in your life or afraid of something. Just allow the thoughts to also be revealed. Rather than trying to fix or change this part of you that feels these things, that's thinking in this way, what if we took a moment to just give it a space to be expressed? And it's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. Sometimes we spend a lot of energy trying not to feel, but feeling is the gateway to our liberation. So find this part of you. If it's just a feeling, maybe you see a version of yourself who has these feelings. Or maybe you just sense this part of you. Find this part of you who is upset, feeling challenged, and give it full permission to say whatever it needs to say right now or to express itself. Maybe the fear that it's carrying, the rage, the disappointment, whatever is there, allow this part of you to express itself while you listen, while you stay present for you. Just let it come up, whatever is there, just allow. So often we just need to be heard. We just need presence. And now ask this part of you, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? Thank this part of you for having the courage to express, to be open, to face the pain, to sit with what's actually going on inside. And now, what would you like to say to this part of you? What is in your heart that you wish to share? Speak your heart freely with this part of you. Maybe part of what you say is, you mean the world to me. It hurts to feel disconnected from you. I'm sorry I left you. I need you in my life. I accept you just as you are. I love you just as you are. You're so precious to me. I'm sorry I didn't realize what was happening before. I'm sorry I left you, but I'm here now. And again, thank this part of you. Be so grateful. It takes tremendous courage to face pain. And it's okay if this part of you still has more to express or more that's coming up. You can say, I'm still here for you. I will always be here for you. And you can always return to this practice again and again until this part of you feels like they are fully expressed, like they've completely emptied the cup of everything they've been carrying, released the baggage of all they've been carrying. But for now, maybe you wish to embrace this part of you, or just look into their eyes and say, thank you. You mean the world to me. Thank you. I'm here. Say this to yourself, I'm here. I'm here for you. And if you wish, You may like to create a sacred space in your heart for all of this, for this part of you, for the shadow, for the pain. Create a beautiful space in your heart. Maybe it's a beautiful room or a place in nature. Create a space where this part of you can feel safe, where this part of you can rest, where this part of you can be home in yourself. Everything in our lives is a mirror. When we are able to meet ourselves with compassion, we are able to experience the world with greater compassion. When we are able to develop trust in our relationship with ourselves, we find that our relationships have more trust. When we are loving with ourselves, we experience more love in our lives, in the world. So I invite you to hold your heart and gently massage your heart, just some slow, gentle circles on the heart, holding yourself in whatever you're feeling. Let's take a deep, full breath in and we'll sigh on the exhale. Another breath like this. Inhale, exhale. And now we'll slowly move the body in any way that feels nourishing. Coming back to this space together, this moment in time. When you're ready, open the eyes. Can you be with yourself just as you are in this moment? And notice, is there any sense of a return? Any remembrance of your heart, of this eternal connection to yourself, of what's possible in your life? So we'll take a couple of shares. I invite for anyone who wishes, share in the chat anything about what you're noticing, what has shifted inside of you through these different techniques, these different practices. And after we have a couple minutes of sharing, I have a couple of announcements and a gift to share with you. So we'll have some sharing and then we'll come to a close with these announcements. So we'll take a couple of shares for anyone who wishes to actually share out loud, and anyone else who wishes to share, maybe not share with your voice, you can share in the chat. What has shifted? Do you feel more connected with yourself? And for anyone who would like to share and be unmuted, you can just raise your electronic hand. It's down at the bottom, and I will unmute you. All right, Camille. Let me just do a little. Uh, oh, there you are. Hi. Okay, now you just gotta take the unmute request.
Okay, I learned how to do that. I'm excited. I just feel light and let go of some of the the unnecessary stories, the unserving stories that I'm telling myself, or like that I've learned in the past, and to be, like always stepping into like the newness of me, like all those old stories, and just like start over. Let's just do it. So that's how I feel.
Beautiful. And did you notice through the breathing or through our little
Yeah,
meditation experience, did you notice a sense of
I
feeling more
felt
connected?
light, like nothing in my head was like, I'm usually going like my mind is like these stories, and then with the breathing, all those little things just went quiet.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. I don't want to say you know what I mean, because of course no one's in my head, but for me, it's it just was like out of the coherence of the birds singing around me, and it wasn't no talking.
Oof, that is what a gift when that happens. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you
So
too.
beautiful. Yes. Tracy.
As I wrote, I had this experience yesterday of having something come up. And when you said everyone is a mirror, I was with my sister for 6 hours. And I was getting so angry being in her company. And then when I left, I was shaming myself for getting angry,
Mm.
because I just noticed that I had pushed this part down my whole life. So that's the part that came up. And yesterday I had an awareness of this is just a mirror. And then today the part said to me, you never let me be. You never let me like just say what I was feeling, or basically do what Tammy was doing. She was modeling that for me all yesterday. And I had a part of me getting so mad looking at the mirror of her, that of this part that was suppressed. So I just held the part and I was like, you're right. And I'm going to say, like, in our family structure, I was the good one. I'm going to say in air quotes. And this was literally said to us. And the part said, all I ever wanted to do was just speak and just be. And I never had that opportunity. So thank you for providing such a safe space, that this part felt so safe to speak that and to be held by me and by you and by the container. It was really, really deep and special and connecting with this part.
Thank you for creating a safe container for this part of you to speak.
I did. I thanked myself too. I was hugging really tight. But yes, yes, really beautiful.
Beautiful. Love you. Okay, we'll take one more share. One more before we come to a close. And if you can't figure out how to raise your electronic hand, if you just want to like raise your physical hand, I can unmute you. It's so great to be together. So great to see you. Okay, beautiful. Um, Beautiful. And for some of us, because this isn't really a deep dive that we did today with this practice, it was more of like we spent a little time going in here. You may be feeling stirred up, and that's perfectly natural. So I would love to invite two things. I'm going to actually send out a gift to you all of an MP3 download of the meditation that I'm about to send to you so that you will have access to it all the time. But this meditation that I'm going to send you, it's on the Insight Timer app, and it is um, a longer guided practice of what we did today. So I'm just popping that in the chat for you now. And again, I'll send you an email of it as well so that you can have the MP3 yourself. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking this time. Yes, thank you so much. So, a couple of brief announcements and then we'll complete. First of all, I have created a 21-day meditation journey for us to just support us in our lives. And it's so simple. You'll receive a daily meditation in your email inbox every day for 21 days and a few little loving reminders. That's it though. Nothing you have to commit to or show up for. You can listen to the meditation whenever you like, although some of them are technically morning meditations. They can be listened to any time of day. So if you'd like to join for that, um, let me give you the link right here. This is for the 21-day meditation. And the other offering that I'm so thrilled to share with you, I haven't shared this publicly, so it will be shared publicly. So we're just completing a 6-month journey that we've called a Return to Love. And it's been this soul collective where a group of us have been together, where we meet regularly each month, twice a month. And we have a group where we share things and connect when we're not meeting on our Zoom sessions. And this is a really beautiful way to be together. To be together. So many of us have our practices. Yes, we have our meditations or our shadow work or our different teachers or the things that we do or our YouTube videos. There's something that's so precious, though, about when we get to be together. So I'm offering another round of this 6-month Return to Love journey. It will begin in January. It will go for 6 months. And there are different levels of participation. You can just join for the group sessions and really be in this richness of community and in this journey where we're consciously exploring our inner world together and using different techniques to create greater peace and well-being. We have little workshop sessions, we have meditations, or if you'd like to do a deeper dive, I also have options where you can add on one-on-one sessions, and I may be even adding a tier that will end with an in-person few days together to complete the 6 months. So all of that is coming soon. So if you'd like more information about that, you're welcome to just send me an email or right here, I'll drop the link for my link tree. And this link right here has the link for the free 21 meditation journey. It has the interest list for the 6-month Return to Love Soul Collective. And I'll be offering another one of these sessions next month, these lives where we can just be together and drop in together. Oh, beautiful. I'm seeing some of your shares now. I see Davina shared that the meditation helped and you're feeling much calmer. Beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, Kelly shared a beautiful way to begin my day. I love you so. Thank you. Thank you all. Such a gift to be together. For anyone, I know it's time for us to complete. We actually have a couple here who are in the Soul Collective. Tracy, do you feel like maybe just sharing a word or two about it before we complete the session? Okay, let me just bring you in here. So Tracy and Camille have both been in this journey, and it's just so beautiful to be together. I'll let you share a couple words though.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it very well. And this was kind of a snapshot of that, of being in community, and we get to be together with the same group for the 6 months, which is such a beautiful blessing. And as I said to you, of like having this container being such a safe space. I've done a lot of inner child work and work with many people. I've never felt so safe. That for me is really key in order to go into this really deep work. This, like you mentioned, it might be shadow work or just in general working with our parts. So for me, being with the group is so special. And I've been able to remove like blocks that I wasn't able to see myself because you held such a sacred container. So we kind of got a snapshot of it today, but there were facets of it where I felt like I was also blessed to go on a retreat. I felt like it was like that retreat experience where it was such a deep holding and container. And then we all support each other outside of the group as well. So there have been times where we'll have like it's a chat session that we have, and Selena might drop a meditation just at the right moment where I was moving through something on my own. So that's kind of the key thing. Like like she mentioned, we're all able to watch YouTube or do our own meditation, but to come together in this holding and community and sacred space has been soul changing for me, life changing. And Yeah, I'm so grateful and I'm looking forward to the next to January and being in community with whoever should show up there and with you, Selena. It's really been a gift, such a gift. I'm so grateful.
So beautiful. I felt like my heart is like taking out my whole body.
Mhm.
Thank you. So beautiful. So it is time for us to complete, Camellia. I know you have probably some wonderful things to share too. I do wish to honor everyone's time. So we will come to a close now. Thank you all so much. Thank you for, again, just for being here and loving reminders. No matter what you're going through, you are a magnificent light. You are an embodiment of love. You don't have to change who you are or be better or be different to be lovable or to be the love that you are, to be the light that you are. You are magnificent. You are worthy. You are lovable. You are exquisite. You're like a diamond with many facets. So when the shadow arises, when you feel caught in the storm, remember it's just an experience. Remember who you are. You came on this planet at this time because of the light you are and the service you are. And when I say service, your service might be walking in the grocery store and just shining your light. You are a gift, and you are so, so, so loved. So loved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And I'll look forward to our next time together. And of course, if you're not familiar with my work, I lead live sessions on Insight Timer, the app, every week. I have a lot of meditation content. I have courses. I have in person retreats that I'm leading and more in person events happening early next year. So you can find all of that as well in the Linktree event. Thank you, my friends. I love you. So grateful. Blessings.